Hello everyone, let's see if I can get this right. Come on, Ultimate Admirals. Dreadnoughts. Play. Start working. Okay. Hello everyone. How are we doing? How goes the world? If I do that, I'm on a plain screen, aren't I? I am completely... Ah, there it is. It's starting. Hello everyone. How are we all doing? Load continue campaign. That's the one we're working on, isn't it? 18th of the... It's in American order! Stop making my life difficult! Hello, Wayne. How are you doing? Hello, Wayne. How goes the world of Wayne? 25th. Oh. Oi, caramba. Bailum. Why is Microsoft Teams trying to talk to me? I don't want Microsoft Teams to talk to me. I want Microsoft Teams to go away. So, how are we all doing today? How is everyone? Writing a script on the Russo-Ukrainian war at sea. The interesting thing to remember is that whilst we do call this a sea, and it is naval warfare, it is also a confined space. It's therefore kind of different. And this is one of the troubles for the Russians, in that they are trying to use their remaining blue water assets in what I would describe as mainly a littoral space, especially in modern conflict terms. It's like, I wouldn't want to take Queen Elizabeth and Prince of Wales, the two aircraft carriers I have, into the Baltic. It would not be an area I would manoeuvre them into, and it'd be similar to Black Sea. Mediterranean, you have space to move to an extent, slightly more space, and there is one of the reasons why they turn this map flat. It makes things look bigger than they are. That's the joy. That's why Britain looks quite so massive, when in fact, if you were, how do I put this, in reality going for the size of the countries, Britain and France would not be as massive as they are represented on this map, because the way it's, well, once you take a curve and turn it into a flat surface, it does create things interesting. It does make things interesting. They won't allow me to invade down there. That's cruel. I wanted to invade Antarctica. Can I invade the Arctic? I can, but it's the Danish. So I've got some convoy battles going on. You're all supposed to be up here doing that. You stay there. So there. Any other ships I can move around here? Just keep them occupied. If I keep them occupied with Western France, they can't really do much about me. Got naval invasions going on. That one is quite high chance of success. Convoys. Convoy. A Washington anti-submarine warfare class cruiser and a Sheffield. 8 6-inch guns. That's got 4 6-inch guns. Top speed 35 knots. Top speed 32 knots. Oh, frigate. I'll be able to blast past these. The destroyers are the only things which have one destroyer's top speed of 36 knots, 35.6 knots. These two destroyers, the Ariane and the DD-230, are the only two which have a chance of catching the Washington, and honestly, they're the only ones which can overtake the Sheffield. Let's do this. Oh yeah, ships being sunk are not under measure of effectiveness. Let's do this. You know, it's the thing I have to explain to people quite so often when it comes to naval warfare. We don't measure success in terms of ships being sunk. We measure success in terms of how operations are being conducted. Yes, usually though, if you do lose more ships than the other side, you do lose. That is often the basic statement and premise, and there's not too much wrong with that. It's just if the enemy lost the most ships, but they started off with many more ships than you did in the first place, and they achieved all their objectives, it's very difficult to argue, well, we won that because they lost more ships than we did. Unless, of course, you're the Germans in the Battle of Jutland. Then you claim that you go, we won the Battle of Jutland! What happened? Well, we were forced back to harbour and ran away. It's the first side of victor, one of the few times the victor has conceded the field of battle, apparently, therefore. Yeah, it's, maximum speed. Foresight is a good-looking ship. Oh. Are all their warships on the other side? Yeah, this is not a good position for the French. Why the French decided to position it so that we would be? Where are the rest of the French? Where's the French Navy? Have I found all their convoy and none of their guard ships? That's fun. Hello, Paul. Hello, Renan. Well, short term, the Ukrainians were trying to, and medium time, you could say, argue the Ukrainians were trying to prevent an amphibious operation to attack their territory and to go round their front lines. Medium to long term, they're trying to interdict the flow and movement of Russian supplies. And that's pretty much what they're doing very successfully. What is their convoy protection up to? I think I've spotted their warships finally. And grain shipments, yes. In terms of getting their own stuff out there, that is definitely high up on the priority list. You know, it is always fun having to explain these things. Sit in my ear as I take another load of gear to the new place. Oh, cool. How you doing, Ronan? Oh, shoot. Thank you. I don't know. Yeah, I think that cruiser's going. That's a light cruiser. That's gone. We can end the battle if we want here. Or I can keep on taking them out. I wonder if they've just sent their destroyers away to try and preserve them. Is that all they could come up with to try and win this battle? To try and run away? I don't want to get too close, because then its own torpedoes can hit me. I don't know where I get my inspiration of my ship design from. This does not look like a destroyer or a Leander-class cruiser, does it? got no torpedo ammo left. Oh, good lord. Are you going away? Look, I love your desire to always be keeping away from their torpedoes, but that one's run out of torpedoes. And it's trying to get back to the merchant ships which have surrendered. Ooh, look at the torpedoes go. Yeah, that cruise is in trouble. I wonder if... Oh yeah, that's gone. Let's end the battle. I've taken out the cruisers and I've taken out all the merchant vessels. Yeah, that'll do. Thank you, Paul. It's been a fun morning. The aunt who the ongoing bet is with was out around this morning. She dropped off some iron brew. As I said, the bets are they're friendly, but they're family friendly, if you know what I mean. And yeah, she's kind of worried, I have to admit, because as you'll know, we are very close to the point of moving in terms of we haven't quite signed on the dotted line yet, but that's very soon to be the case. And yeah, that's an interesting one. That is a fun one. But she's worried because her view was always that if anything happened to her and my uncle, me and my sister were up here. So we would sort out anything that went wrong. And now we'll go... Because so much of the family has moved back to the southwest over recent years. You know, basically a lot of the families moved out of the southeast area. And literally, the most common thing I said this morning was that, don't worry, it's only 6 hours drive. If you need me, I can be here. And I think I must have said that about 3 dozen times. Oh, it's okay. How is everyone else doing? How are you doing? She didn't like the... I didn't dare say the thing which was going through my head, which was... And... You guys are insisting on staying in your house up here, and you're worrying about the fact you're going to be all alone, but you keep telling everyone you don't need everyone. So... You can't have it both ways. But that's me being cruel. No. It's family. It's fun. You move to Barcelona, please. I'm going to start gathering some units together in Barcelona. If they're going to stick a battleship there, if I can give that battleship a PAL, then that makes it far safer operational statistically. They're not exactly my most modern ships, but they will do. They will do. Port capacity has plenty of space for them, so yeah. Because that's got a magnificent, isn't it, hasn't it? 9 15-inch guns. Repair, very high priority. Alright, another fun. Wayne, what phone do you have? Have no idea, but it's a Samsung of some type. It's going to get replaced this year. I know it's due for its replacement with my phone contract, and yeah. I'm not sure what I'm going to replace it with, honestly. I have been I'm probably going to keep with Samsung again, but I'm not sure which one I'm going to get. And I'm definitely not doing the same contract I've always had. Because I always had a very expensive contract, because I needed a very expensive contract, because I was doing a lot of moving around, a lot of walking and talking everywhere. But now, I don't have that as much. I'm more often not at home. So, I'm either at home or I'm massively on the move. If that makes sense. I'm going to fight this battle because I think it's fair. Oh, no, I'm sticking with Android. There is a reason I stick with Android, though. There is a reason I stick with Android. Because if I have an iPhone, then I have to help the rest of my family members who have IT problems with iPhone and Apple computers. And I don't want to get into that because they're always fun to deal with. So no, I leave that I eschew anything Apple purely from the point of view of the family commitment it would bring with it. Which I know sounds terrible, but is an important consideration. So 4.6. Okay, so I'm taking Tristan. Astrea can do 29. So if I do that, and I do that, and I have them go off hunting, and them go off hunting, at maximum speed for both of them, and then Do that. Torpedo heavy is fun, Wayne. It is interesting going torpedo heavy, but it does require some other things you have to focus. You need you'll if you're going torpedo heavy, you also need to think about speed because you have to get into the range to lose torpedoes. Oh, no fun. How avoid becoming out. Have accidentally become him on occasion. It's not. No, it doesn't go well. Look. What the? I wish they're all supposed to be on a void, right? They're all on a void, and yet. I'm ending battle just to get the noise over. Oh, caramba. Oh, stop it! And I mean, I would say I have had Android phones for a long time now, Samsung Android phones, and I have always been very happy with them, especially with their ability to scan their cameras to work on taking pictures of documents. So, honestly, that is the criteria. One of my most important criteria, and that's why I stick with the Android ones, because whilst Apple has a very good app for it, their camera is so orientated around taking beautiful pictures of people and landscapes and things like that. It's actually not as good, I find, for taking pictures of documents. And we've got friends who use them, and they go, it's a minor differential, but I like it because then I can be sure if the dot I'm looking at is a full stop or a grain of dirt which managed to get onto the piece of paper. There's a battle. What's the battle between? Smoked Haddock class. Oh, good lord, my anti-submarine warfare cruisers. Short. There's a convoy going along here. Order is all that fight. Let's just see what happens. I shall not sunk. Okay. Politics. Can't do any more invasions there. I need to improve relations with Italy for the moment. And then I need to work on Japan. How's my finances doing? They are terrible in construction terms, but okay. That's because it's going to sound strange. That looks like I'm maxed out my shipbuilding. It's not my shipbuilding I'm maxed out. It's the repairs. And yeah. I'm spending $290 million a month on repairs alone. $1.3 billion on building. 73 million. Well, yeah, 73 million on ammunition. Only 39 million on fuel. Shipyard development is costing me 31,608,000. Well, it can be hard to tell the two apart sometimes. Well, I've always used worst phone. No, I've always used Android other than work phone, which wasn't as nice to use. BlackBerry. Oh, yeah, Wayne. Blackberries are terrible. A nice way. The other criteria. My two criteria for a phone: it has to be able to take good pictures of documents, and it has to be able to deal with my fat thumbs. It's brilliant. It's a criteria and a half, that one. Because it rules out more phones than you would think. Improve better shells. We're going for that. What big guns am I unlocking? The 12, Mark IV 12-inch. Ooh. Useful. What's the rangefinder working on? Not yet. I want to invest in that shortly. Cruiser design. What's coming from the cruiser? 16,500 ton heavy cruiser. That's okay. Where's my third blue thing on? Hull strengthening. Oh yeah. What's that working on? Advanced hull materials. Oh, good. Yeah, if... Never had any problems with my Android, really, and when it comes to implement out of software issues. Wayne? It might be because I honestly don't do that much. It has things like Kindle, YouTube, YouTube Music, and WhatsApp on there. That's about it. Oh, this is going to be a 5.5. They've got battleships there. They can do 30 knots. They can do 28 knots. They can outrun me, but they can't outfight me. So how is everyone's day going to? What are you up to, other than talking with me? And in Wayne's case, writing about Ukraine and Russia and the Black Sea. Well, the big problem is all the bundle software that companies add that nobody really wants. Oh. So. Right. Right, let's see that sorted out. You have D&D in games in a few hours. Goodness gracious me. Seriously, there seems to be a lot of people a bit tired. Randall fan goofing off, but going a big D&D game this evening. Paul just woken up after... Why did you sleep bad last night, Paul? That's not good. Why the bad sleep? Back pain. Ouch. Well, what I always do with back pain, I have to admit, is usually a bath, but doesn't work for everyone, that. It works for me, but there again, my family are partially aquatic. I swear. The amount of things for which a bath is what heals us. This is... in my case, kittens had a war and woke me up repeatedly. Well, you know, if you are going to have such violent creatures... My back is knackered from L and S. Ooh. So one of you's got violent creatures who are having a war in the middle of the night. And the other one, honestly, Paul, I think you need a lie-flat hot tub. And I think you need to lie in it for a long, long time. About until they give you enough to really help out. Enough pain meds to really help out with that one. I mean, 2-inch gun range. Yes, well, you know. If they're not going to stop me, I'm going to get into 2-inch gun range. Mainly because the sheer volume of fire really cuts through their torpedo boats. I really cannot leave this alone for a second because it does do some really... They're doing circles in front of the enemy. Now, why is it decided to do that? Oh yes, but also don't have a bath and... yeah, okay. I agree on morphine. Morphine can be really annoying for you. Judging by my family when they've been on it. And I would say, yeah, you need a bath, Paul. You need a bath. Or, let's see, you need to go to the host season's website and look for lodges with hot tubs and book one of those that has a decent sized hot tub. Okay, sir, the question is, treaty limits aside, what did the Rono figure their maximum size could be, or is the sheer size of the docks the limit to N3, G3 vessels? Size of docks. And it's basically, it's the fact that they were that was going to hold them over till they did the next round of infrastructure work. So literally N3, G3, etc. The limitation is the size of the docks. Why is there a destroyer? I've got a destroyer's gone all tribal. I'm not sure what the Mendel is doing. Or Mandate. Mandate's dead. The Mandate has managed to get itself sunk. There's a battle cruiser trading blows with 6 battleships. It's going to get massed. Yeah, the big problem for Killer the big problem for the Royal Navy was infrastructure. And that's why they did the infrastructure investment every 6 years or so. Up until World War One. And that's the big problem, because the next real date for infrastructure improvement was 1916. And of course it didn't happen, because they're in the middle of fighting a major war. And the next one after that would have been 1922. You would charge it, you decided you would replace... Did you charging into my battle line? That's just stupid. Is there anything of theirs that's not sinking? Oh, there's a light cruiser over there. Go get it. Comment. The Suez Canal only provide limits in terms of draft? Yep, only limits really in terms of draft, and frankly, that was part of the infrastructure upgrades. Dredge the canal. Dredge the canal. And finally got a list en route texting and manual don't mix. Doing okay. Reset my sleep schedule for last night, first day tomorrow. Well, you know. Moving is fun. Moving is fun. That bleep progressive ad. Okay, if I knew how to stop the frigging ads, or rather I had enough subscribers I could stop the ads, or followers, or whatever we call them on Twitch, I should really start to get this worked out. It's got a section which says manage your subs, I think. I have no idea what's going on. I've got to go through that at some point. So, I've lost a single destroyer. They've lost 22 ships. A battleship, 2 battlecruisers, 8 cruisers, 8 light cruisers, and 3 destroyers. Wayne, we might have to talk about that, the sheer numbers being victory thing, because there are certain times where, you know, sinking the most ships certainly is victory. When do you think we'll move? I have a feeling I could be doing my April videos from Cornwall if things go to plan, and then I'll be back here for a bit in May and June, and then we'll be fully gone, and then I'm off to Sweden in July. If everything goes to plan. Is the battle taking place here? Oh, Duppy de Lom. Can do 32 knots. Actually, can't go faster. Let's see what happens. Take care, man. Good luck, Loki. Thank you, Runon. Oh. It's yeah, moving is going to be interesting. Moving is going to have an impact. Not in a bad way, but it is certainly going to have an impact on... oh, fully automatic gun reload. I want that. I want that. It's going to have an impact on some of the videos and their scheduling when they come out, etc. But I'm going to try and keep everything up to standard. Going to try and keep everything organised. It's going to be interesting because I will probably be doing some videos for a while back using the my favoured satellite system until I can set stuff up. But no, it's weird to think because this house has been my mum and sister's home for all my sister's life. My sister is older than me. Basically, they moved in here when my sister was about to be just before my sister was born, and they've been here ever since. It was brand new, this house. So, but when they moved in, there were about 24 families, sets of cousins living around this area and around Surrey and not far away. And now, literally, all that's left, the younger generations moved down to the southwest. Most of the older generations that's still alive has gone to the southwest. My grandparents are gone. The only couple left are going to be my aunt and uncle. Everyone else is gone. Oh, they picked up a heavy cruiser. I'm not complaining about them picking up a heavy cruiser, but they picked up a heavy cruiser and a destroyer. They had lost the destroyer, they picked up a heavy cruiser and the destroyer. It's not actually a good scenario for these guys. These are... oh, frigate. These are armed with 9 16.5-inch guns. They sent a battlecruiser to fight me, armed with 8 14.2-inch guns. I have 6 battleships. Do I think my aunt and uncle will move soon? If they're being sensible, they would, because honestly, my uncle's family's all in Devon. My aunt's family, most of my aunt's family, in terms of some of my mum, etc., are all going to be in Cornwall. They would be silly not to, especially when you consider my aunt and mum are twins, not identical twins, but twins. But I honestly don't know, because my aunt has always been very much I will do what I want to do, and whether it's sensible or not, I'm going to keep doing it. And I appreciate that about her in some ways. You know, she lives by that. That's fine. But it does mean I'm sitting there going, and as I said, the discussions we were having this morning, we're all about the concept of, if anything happens, would we be able to get there to help out? And yes, it's 6 hours drive. I can make that. Boom. So, Russell. That's the battle line. Rodney and Royal Sovereign. Who's at the back here? How? Why are you bashing into each other at the back? I don't know, I just get ranked at the progressive one because I have an entire stock of quarter round moulding downstairs that I found really useful, and a lot of butter tubs that have become new left-owner names. Oh. Don't get me started. I have a real problem with people who are getting rid of perfectly good cars to go for an electric car. If your car has broken down, if it's not worth repairing, etc., by all means get an electric car if you have to. But the sheer damage to the environment done by the creation of a new car means you should really run the car you have for as long as you can have it, and then make a decision. You shouldn't just go, oh, we want to go buy an electric car to be nice to the environment. If your car isn't on its last legs, then that's not being nice to the environment. And I know people don't agree with that somewhere, but I sit there and go, yes, but, you know. And for me, I have a Volvo. It'll last for frigging ever if I keep looking after it, and I intend to keep looking after it. Am I already sinking? Oh, good God, I've already sunk the battle cruiser. I didn't even realise. I thought it must be a little cruiser I'd sunk. No, I sunk their battle cruiser. That was what that opening engagement was with. It's like, I remember when building this place. People kept going, are you going to chuck the wood away? Are you going to chuck the wood away? No, I used the wood to build my shelves. And, you know, that's part of what's going to annoy me with the new place is that, honestly, at least for the first few years, probably the shelves are going to be IKEA Alex shelves because they're nice and solid and they'll work well. And it's a lot cheaper than buying the wood and taking the time when moving. When I have to build a whole house, I don't have the time. But there is a proper woodworking space down there, so I will probably eventually replace them. But, you know, I will replace it as the shelves wear out. I won't go out there and go, you know what, I'm going to replace all these perfectly good shelves now. That is, this is a ship you really want to come across in a dark alley. I mean, it has 21 inches of armour, a top speed of 28 knots, 9 16.5-inch guns forward, somewhere approximating 27 6-inch guns in 9 triple turrets. I'd have loved it if the Royal Navy had something like this in World War II. Lord help anyone! Go for it. You chonky boy ship. Oh, she is chonky. Hello, Garius. Randolph, that reminds me, did I ever show of shells? I don't think you did. You have to do it next Thursday in the Discord. Yes, Paul. You do. Well, you do replace shells as you need more, as you have more books. I think the enemy have run away. We'll end the battle. What actually survived? They had a single... That's gone, that's gone. Their destroyers run away. They're doing quite well of running away with their destroyers at the moment. I have to say, I was watching Garrus's live, but I couldn't message about because I technically had family here, so I was trying to be polite to them. Oh, I was being reassuring. Oh, I like this game. I do. Goodness gracious me. For those who weren't watching the live the other day where I mentioned Niji Sanji, because of the various things that they came up, because they've come up as a good example of how not to do psychological warfare, and because of how badly they're doing their PR. I didn't think I would still be saying, and then it got worse a week later. Apparently it is. HMS Russell lost a single crew. What happened? Did he fall over? Ah, the army's invading various places again. Good for them. What do we have sitting in Barcelona? We have Magnificent. We have Sapphire, Sydney, and Redpole. So basically, I think the war with France is pretty much won. They're holding on to this parts of. They've lost they've lost any territory they had in Spain, and they literally hold on to southern and western France in France. They have got an African empire still, although there is a rebellion going on. There is a rebellion going on. Why they've spread their navy out all over the world where I keep invading them, I do not know. The air is being fun. Hello, Kofi. You chatting away again? I think that invasion's going to be done soon, and then when that is, I will launch another one. With that in particular invading fleet. We'll see where I can invade. I have to admit, I will say with the bookshelves thing, and I'm not sure if you can... If I move my head down there, you can see sort of some of the... Okay, camera, you and I are going to have a quick conversation, because I'm going to do this with you, and I'm going to take you for a little fly. Should be working still, it says. Oh, no, it's not working. Why is the thing something on something? Camera came out. Ah, frigate. Should be working, he says. Should be working. Video capture's fine. Why is it frozen? Oh well, not sure why that's decided to freeze. Let me just sort that one out. Okay. But we'll leave that battle going and sort it out, and put the old spot. I blame French spies. I do too. Okay. Well, the camera's working, and working everywhere else, apart from it's not displaying on the screen. Is that working? Because the camera itself is working. The systems are all working. Refresh all. I do that. Nope. Still doing that. Still going weird. Why is the camera not working? Everything else is working. Why has it decided to... Well... Is that working, or has that gone wrong? Add video. Okay. There we go. And that, I should be able to disappear down to there. And I'll do that. So there you go, now it's working. But if I take it off the lock mode and I put it down to about there, I can shift out of the way a bit. You should see that there is a nice twin of the Alex system from IKEA, which is actually very strong, very capable, and pretty darn solid. And it's what I tend to use. It's working now. For some reason, OBS didn't like it. I agree it was French spies, though, Garius. I agree it was French spies. Oh, good. This is just getting worse for them. That just keeps getting more and more ships added onto this formation. They now have 2 light cruisers, a heavy cruiser, and 5 destroyers have been added on. I'm not sure how this happened. Let's go to this battle and see, shall we? Mwah. So how's your day going, Garius? Are you off to watch any football today? Or is it too late? Hang on, it's a bit... Well, you could be going. There could be a later afternoon match on. I think you'd probably already left for it. Not sure. Ah, William White. I want to do a book about him. Gonna finish the Graf Zeppelin. I still can't believe there's a model of the Graf Zeppelin you can build in Kobe before there's a model of the Ark Royal! Or the Illustrious! Or any of the great and the glorious carriers which actually existed and actually worked. Okay. So Rodney, Caesar and Royal Sovereign should go to Division 1. Rodney, Caesar, Royal Sovereign. Thunder and Russell should go to Division 2, which is now going to follow. This one is going to follow Division 2. The light cruisers are going to screen for Division 1. The destroyers, which are going to be split up 129.3, they're all 29 apart from Tristan. So we'll put Young going there. So that's being screened by the light cruisers. That's following that. That's screening that. Let's screen that. All avoid destroyers, avoid torpedoes. Put that down to 23 knots, take them down to 23 knots. Take them down to 26 knots, because I don't need them going fast. This is going to be a long-range engagement. I have no intent on using speed to maneuver close. I just want to do long-range damage. All the way to torpedoes, and ready for the crashing! Do what the Germans never did. Completing Graf Zeppelin, I suppose. Trying to call maybe for the Graf Zeppelin they deliberately leave a lot of parts out of the box. Oh, that'd be fun. Or that they give you all the parts for all the different versions which they considered making of them. Yada-da-da. South, so let's go this way. Enemy smoke spotted to the southeast. So, broadly speaking, that way. Are they whole hiding? Is the enemy just hiding away from me? Probably. This is the French. I have 2 cruisers out there. 2 destroyers back there defending the heavy cruiser. I have 3 destroyers around these 3 battleships center. Yeah, this is a good formation. I like this formation. This looks like an actual fighting formation. This actually looks like something the Royal Navy might have sailed in the order of. Admittedly, the Royal Navy weaving more than I am, but I know there are no submarines in the fight. Comes with 5 planes. That is way more than the Luftwaffe ever provided. What are you doing? Just going around in a... Okay, so the AI used to just charge wildly at the enemy. I know they're to the southeast of me. And now it goes round and round in circles. I do not know. And there's going to be a load of crashes behind me. What I love is the fact that just because they didn't actually complete the carrier didn't stop the Germans building and completing carrier aircraft. That's real commitment to the bit. Commitment to the bit. Got BT mode turned on. Got something to mode turned on. See, look. Light cruiser smashes into battleship. In real life, that would be no more light cruiser. Admittedly, this is called HMS Rodney. It has 9 16.5-inch guns. 27 6-inch guns. And even has some 2-inch guns sitting on there as air defense. And you just sit there and go... At 85,000 tons... There ain't much that this thing is scared of in the world. There are lots of things scared of it. And the fact it's turning up with 5 other sisters, all exactly the same, means, well, someone could be crying very soon. Because that's 54 16.5-inch guns. That's a lot of firepower. And let's be honest, all those 6-inch guns mean that there ain't any destroyers getting close to them. You know, the destroyer decides to come up the back, try and sneak up from behind. Yeah, hello. I've got 15 6-inch guns which can be dealing with you. Try from either side. Or the aft quarter. Ooh, you've got a whopping 18 6-inch guns that can deal with you. All the way around to about here. You've still got the 18. And then this forward, well, you've got at least 6. Well, at least 9. Probably near you. Then you go for this further forward. You're looking at least 12. And then very quickly you're back up to 18. Well, we are looking at the wind direction is southwest. These, I'm not sure they have radar fitted yet on these battleships, because I only got radar recently in this game. Any smoke is spotted to the southeast. So that's which way I've been heading. Something has spotted Rodney. That's good. Maybe Rodney will spot it soon. They spotted Caesar and Rodney. So Caesar is behind Rodney. That's good. But having spotted by Caesar and Rodney. Presuming it's off slightly to that angle, but I don't want to dive straight towards it because I want to have some firepower when I get there. Hello, Leslie. Well, hey, we're in range of them. Perseverance has paid off. Boring, probably, to watch, but perseverance has paid off. They are running as fast as their little leggies will carry them, aren't they? They really are. Go and attack. Go and attack. Go and attack. Maximum speed for you. Maximum speed for you. Maximum speed for you. Go do it. That must be something when you're thinking that those shells come at you weigh as much as some of the guns fitted to your ship. I mean, what must it be like? You're under fire, and you know the thing firing you is firing shells which are big enough that any one of them hits, you're gone. Now the 6-inch guns and the 2-inch guns are firing. Yeah, there is no chance of anything so. That's just nasty. You weren't using... I think they're actually using the 6-inch guns to guide the fire of the 16.5-inch guns. That's just mean, but effective. And now both sets of battleships are involved. Did the Italians get a double advantage in the French fire treaty because they could afford a ship with the limited strategic mobility, whereas the French always needed longer legs to serve their colonies overseas? Well, yeah, that is another advantage they got out of it, because the requirements for the French fleet were theoretically far greater. They either built a ship to operate in the Mediterranean, or they built a ship to operate around the world. Seriously, look at the weight of 6-inch shells going in on them. I mean, it's just a constant stream of 6-inch shells. It's almost like a machine gun. It's like they're packing an Atlanta class or something on each side. With 6-inch shells. I suppose to an extent they are, because they've got 6 triple turrets that can cover each side. So that's 18 shells being fired, and let's be honest, the rate of fire from a 6-inch gun is going to be up to 10 rounds a minute. So you could be launching 180 6-inch shells in the direction of target a minute. I might have made something which was overkill. Garrus, are you still here? Does it count as overkill if it's in a computer game? And you literally were just building it for good reason. Does it count as overkill? You know, the nation that won the Washington Naval Treaty were the Italians. Well, yeah, I have 6 in this battle. Paul, I have 6, not 5. I have 6. Rodney and her 5 sisters. which includes such things as Rodney, Caesar, Royal Sovereign, Howe, Russell, and Thunderer. And yeah, that's just... Could sort of classify them as self-escorting. They don't really need an escort. There is an enemy destroyer somewhere. There is an enemy to the south. Let's go chase it. You're saying chunky boy? Oh, yes. It's an honest question. Do I have enough guns on this ship? Let's end the battle. I think we've won this one. Let's see. What's still alive from their fleet? They have 3 destroyers alive. They lost 3,589 personnel. Yeah. That's just not fair. That's the way I like to fight battles, though. I prefer fighting battles when it's not fair. Does she have enough ammunition storage? She does displace 85,000 tons, so she does have enough ammunition storage, but... Oh my lord, the sheer volume of fire. The 6-inch shells on that ship, just... There'll be town-class cruisers rocking up going, she's carrying more than me! I do have some battleships in this game, which frankly, I do think I've designed with the idea of, if in doubt, have more 6-inch guns. Have more 6-inch guns. Because honestly, can you ever have too many 6-inch guns? Can you? Rate of fire, penetration, everything. If you want to kill cruisers and destroyers, you know, of the new books, ooh, which one do I like the most? Honestly, I think some of the patches for the carriers really, really cool for the US Navy. Really cool. I'm not sure if Garius has seen these books. I will quickly go to preset 3 and go to video. Add source. Video capture. Existing source. N. There you go. While I was sorting that out. Because some of the patches, they are literally works of art. I could imagine... And look at those. They are absolute works of art. Some of this stuff. And these books, getting them together, and if you're doing the history, as I said, this Tuesday's video is the US Navy squadrons and the history of naval and their Naval Aviation Organization. And I wasn't prepared to do it without these books when I found them. I have to admit, the journal article, which I got for them, no, that was the journal. When I say journal article, I mean the book which was sort of written, the academic book scenario. Goodness knows what flashed up there. Video capture. There you go. The academic text really, really, really not good. It's a lovely work. It is a lovely work, but it does require like, oh, I'm using the word like. Let me put it this way: there are about 6 people in the world who I think could understand all the jargon in it. So I won't be recommending that book to anyone. And I'm actually one of those people who can understand all the jargon. But when you're using jargon from the 1920s as well as modern jargon and interchangeably using it in a text, and you don't explain the jargon anywhere, you expect the reader to know it, you have really created a barrier for anyone to follow your book. The sort of barrier which, I have to admit, again, I'm speaking for Garius as he's listening here, but I think both he and I would go, that's not how you write a book. If you write a book which has a barrier of entry of have you read aircraft carrier air group definitions in the 1920s, because I'm not going to explain this anywhere, I'm just going to have the designations of the aircraft types as they were used in the 1920s, not as they are referred to in history books mostly today or anything. Yeah, you are creating a barrier. But no, it's a good book. Well, that's what it's like. Those books are good books. It's got great content in it, but again, you can't read it unless you've studied it for like 20 odd years. N-Class? Really? Really? Developers? Garrett's modern equivalent of old history books that randomly dump in chunks of untranslated French and Latin. Yep. Oh, we'll fight that one. Auto-resolve. Let the destroyers charge in. That should be an easy battle to win. Do I need to fight this battle? It's Foresight and Blanche versus them. They should do okay without me watching. Yeah, they did okay without me watching. If I design them well enough, then I don't have to run the battle. There's a battleship involved here. It's got 10.3-inch gun. My heavy cruiser's got bigger guns than your battleship! Let's fight this battle and just see what happens. Oh, good lord. So, I'm fighting this battle not because I expect to win, because I've got heavy cruisers versus a battleship in it. But my heavy cruisers do have bigger and better guns than the battleship does. This particular book, it's not even that which was the barring thing. If you consider those 3 books cost me £70-ish between them. I spent over £200 on books, buying the 4 books. So the book I bought, or the other book I bought, is almost twice the price of those 3 books. So A, that's going to turn certain people off on buying them, because who's prepared to spend that much money on that sort of on a book? And then it's when you get it, you're not going to recommend it to other people because most people can't read it. Okay. Right, Sheffield, we're going off. Come on, shiny chef. You and I are going off to play. You two keep blasting away from range. Let's go see if I can be naughty. Odds are they're either going to win the fight against the battleship or the battleship is going to trounce them. What do we think? Do we think my 2 heavy cruisers are going to be able to beat their battleship? Because they're not exactly modern ships, my heavy cruisers. I haven't built a class of heavy cruisers in a while. I should build a new class of heavy cruiser. Oh, I should do that, shouldn't I? I wonder what guns I can fit them with now. Run a prediction on Twitch. Let's see, can I run a prediction on Twitch? Or should just can I run a... I have got to get a Steam Deck, so I can do this without immediately losing where my where the battle is. Can I run a thing on Twitch? Go to the system, go to the chat. Can it work? Swell away, swell away. Let's see, where is it? Where am I doing? What hang on. Yeah. Come on, open up chat. Open up chat, please. Open up. That would be helpful. No. The OBS system isn't allowing me to do it, is it? That. No, I don't want chat high in a sentence. I don't want to do that. I want to interact with chat and add in the things. I cannot cheer in my own chat. Okay, that's helpful. Yeah, go on. Alright, so I'm going to do this simple because it doesn't allow me to do the same things I have in YouTube. So if you think the heavy cruisers are going to beat the battleship, put in D for Donegal. If you think the battleship is going to win, put in B. So D for the heavy cruisers, B for the battleship. Oh. Right then, to Sheffield. Let's make sure they don't have anything to back them up, shall we? Sheffield. So, we want to keep this nice and fair. Oh, I'm gonna rip you. Yes, avoided the torpedoes. Oh, yeah, please start playing skiddy games with me, darling. Sorry. Battleship really wants to play games with the Sheffield. Do not play games with Sheffield. This ship is called HMS Sheffield. They are known through history as absolute killing machines. You have absolutely nothing on there that's going to stand much of a chance against me. And I am literally racing around you right now. And enjoy the smoke. Skidded for those torpedoes. And that meant I could launch them. Oh, I do love these cruisers' maneuverability. The fact I designed my cruisers for large destroyers will leave to one side. I think I've managed to break up the fleet. So the battleship's off there. The light cruiser is there. The destroyer's there. Where's the other light cruiser gone? They had another light cruiser. Ah, there she is. There's my prey. Come on, heavy cruisers. Keep having fun with the battleship, please. At least that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're over there. Frigate. I might have been doing too good a job in my light cruiser. I might be taking on the entire French fleet in the light cruiser. This is not what I was... The heavy cruisers are supposed to be coming in. You're supposed to be helping. Oh, yeah. Let's just launch some torpedoes. I do the assertion that I use my cruisers like overpowered destroyers, I find completely wrong. Hello, Malaga. I have never once used my cruisers like overpowered destroyers. Hey, there's one over on his own. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're flooding. Let's see if we can get her back. Okay. Smoke. Change diversion. Change direction. Use the smoke. Use the smoke. Use the smoke. Use the smoke. Change direction again. Now we're going to change direction again, because the smoke could give away our position if we don't change the direction in the smoke. It kind of becomes a pool of smoke that they can follow. Whereas if we keep weaving, we can draw them onto the heavy cruisers, and that's what we're doing. They have used a lot of their torpedoes attacking me, which is good. That is good. Their battleship is now dealing with the fact it's being engaged by the heavy cruisers. Thank you. And you are now going to be put into follow mode. And their top speed is, what, 20 knots? So you're going to go down to 20 knots as well. 23 knots while you catch up. That should keep them busy. Now, let's see. Got rid of all their torpedoes. You now do that. These are my really old heavy cruisers. I didn't realize they still... Oh, good lord. I think they could already be in trouble. You keep saying it. Why would I want to end battle? Okay. His main advantage was the range of his fire with his methodologies of fire control. He's given up that advantage by deciding to get close and follow my light cruiser. Now, Donegal has been hit by a torpedo. I will admit. And I'm not sure why. Uranus has now swapped Donegal has swapped lines. But I am going to take the destroyer out. I have a feeling that this is not going to be a pretty fight, a pretty end for this battleship. Go up to maximum speed, destroyer. I did hit it with a torpedo. I got hit with a torpedo, unfortunately, on Donegal. I think Bouvet's gone. Screen. Detach. So, Donegal. Donegal, follow them. You go off hunting. You go off hunting. You screened out. Sheffield, you and me again. We are going off hunting light cruisers. Although I think that's gone. Yeah, I think the light cruiser's gone. Okay, anything is still live that I need to go hunt down. I'm taking Sheffield to go do the hunting because I always go hunting in Sheffield. It's a really nice place to go hunting. La Intrépide. Out of torpedoes. Holy frigate. No wonder they're getting torpedo hits when they're firing that many torpedoes. That's got what? Two quad launchers and a triple launcher aft, so that's 11, and 2 pairs on each side. So that's a broadside of 15 torpedoes. I want to take out those destroyers. Honestly, send some pictures of Frenchman Bay Cove. As you can see, it's a flat beach. Yeah, Garius, I'm not sure if you saw this. The other day we were talking, we did a live, it was what it calls the last invasion of the UK that happened in Wales, in Fishguard. And I discussed the fact that the other part of the invasion was supposed to, of course, be another diversionary attack attacking Newcastle. And now, Leslie and a few others are trying to work out where exactly the French would have landed in Newcastle, and how exactly would 1,500 of them survive for more than 5 minutes, if they had the chance to survive for more than 5 minutes. I'm not sure what odds you would give on 1,500 French soldiers in the Napoleonic Wars landing near Newcastle and how long you think they'd survive for. I don't think it'd be long. I think actually they might have lasted even less time than they survived in Fishguard, because at least in Wales they had all to deal with all the train of organising to get there, whereas in Newcastle, the population of Newcastle and the surrounding places are just there waiting for them. But let's be honest, 1,500 soldiers to be landed to start an invasion is not a good size force. You see, the thing is, they have a battleship to build. Come on, why are they taking a battleship out of them? Battleship line is finished. Refit and formidable. Let's go and check if I need to do anything, if I do need to do an upgrade for a line. A very optimistic view of your capabilities. Well, they certainly had something, Paul. They certainly did have something, because there is no scenario where I would personally like to be involved in that sort of fight. Oh, she is fully fitted out. Oh. Crew seasoned. Bulkhead standard. Armament 50. Yeah. We'll move some ships over there as soon as we've got some more ready to go. Oh, boilers. What's the next boiler thing? Ooh, boiler efficiency upgrade. Hull strengthening we're doing. Shells and turret mechanisms we've done. Mines. Electromagnetic minesweeping. Oh. I like that one. I do like that. Historically 1928. Really? I thought it was a bit earlier than that, but okay. Rangefinder, sort of what I really hope that's going to turn out to radar rangefinder number 2. I think it should be. I think once I've got this generation of ships built in terms of battleships, I think I will do a new heavy cruiser design, because I've built quite a few light cruisers. And I need some new heavy cruisers. Mainly because I want to see how big a gun I can put on them now. I do love how I've basically turned the entire English Channel into an into a minefield, and other nations are still trying to run convoys through it. Because I control both northern France and, of course, southern England, because I'm Britain. And yet still people try and run, the French try and run convoys through there. I presume heading towards Belgium. There's a meeting going on. That's not a clash of fleets. That's, you're about to have an accident. A big one. I do love when these things go, clash of fleets, and you're sort of going, I have 6 battleships on my side, plus a heavy cruiser, plus light cruisers, plus about 6, 7 light destroyers. They have a cruiser and a destroyer. That is not a clash of fleets. That is, you had a navigation error and ended up in the same space as a battle fleet. And can't run away. A place called Marston Grotto, which was used to play, hiding interesting groups. Interesting goods. See, this is not a fleet battle. This is a navigational accident finding out. Or Frigate about and find out, depending on your perspective. It's one of those lovely heavy cruisers. I really do need to build some more heavy cruisers. Okay. Okay. They're saying they're being spotted to the southeast. So I should head in this direction. Spotted east. Southeast. Let's see what we can find. Enemy is spotted to the south, it's to the east. If I'm guessing, if I go this way, I should spot them. To the east. Man, why does it sound like Dodge Sea is being cruel to small fleets again? It is not cruelty! It is they have a decent fleet, theoretically, somewhere, the French in this game do. They just never send them to fight me and they're losing the war. What are the channel points for? Random questions for the Brits in chat. Do you still hunt with dogs over there? And if so, does hunting seem... It was stopped by the previous Labour government. They banned fox hunting with dogs. However, there are still some very interesting things which go on in the countryside. And there is still... Well, actually, what some of the hunts did was they changed it, so now they actually have people run around putting out a smell which the dogs are trained to chase, and those people are what they're running after instead of a fox. And yeah, so they made hunting foxes illegal and turned into hunting humans. this is gonna be fun. I forget, these are of course all forward-firing ships. Oh, I'm really being cruel to small fleets now. Yeah. Tight formation. I should probably have you all abreast, shouldn't I? Because then that'll be easier. Just keep going. And yeah, we're just going to do this in standard wide formation. And just see what we find. There's supposed to be a destroyer around here. It could well be running. Not that we would argue with it running, because that's coming for it. That's kind of like, you know, the worst nightmare. That's like... I'm not going to say that all those jokes are kind of bad, but, you know, this is kind of like, you know, how this is a very bad a significant emotional and very bad a significantly traumatic emotional event, not just a significant emotional event. With these three coming towards you, it's kind of a case of yeah, you guys don't have a sense of humor, do you? No, we don't. Next generation of us do have 16.5-inch guns, though. Which is, an addition. They only carry 24 6-inch guns, though, from memory. Not the 8 and not the 27. No. Really, the significant way to test these ships would be if I managed to, by some please magic, put all 6 of them back in the Royal Navy at the beginning of World War II and go, so what happens historically? The Battle of Denmark Straits. 2 cruisers, 3 of these. Hello, Bismarck. Oh, the Battle of North Cape. Why did I come out again? Oh. Highlight messages. Alright, doctors, again, set up over. Found a decent them. Streamers have reminders like stretch and hydrate. I should probably do that. At some point, I need to have a long sit down with Garius, and I need to actually go over this stuff because I realise I am an absolute rank amateur when it comes to Twitch, especially compared to him and his capabilities. And so I do need to buy him probably a couple of pints and sit down and have this stuff explained to me. But it's finding stuff which serves decent beer that he enjoys and decent iron brew that I enjoy. Ah, silage. My heavy cruisers are suddenly getting involved in a lot more things. Something to do with my 25,000 points of... 25,000 points of... 25,000 points of what? There are points? Is this to do with the whole Twitch bits thing? Because I still haven't worked out what Twitch bits are. I have no connection. When I eventually get, occasionally, I get a check from the lovely people at Twitch. And I haven't the foggiest idea why it comes through. I just go, thank you very much. I still do not understand it. Oh. I think the points allow you to do things like play those the cannon blasting, etc., and all those things. They're supposed to be for a certain number of points. I'm not sure whether I have how many of those I actually have set up for things, and yeah, I think you can also highlight your messages and things with them. But again, I do need to have a long chat with Garrus. I do need to have a long chat with him. In my defense, I figured out the YouTube system, okay? I'm a historian. I figured out the YouTube system. Bits can do cannons, not channel points. Channel points are free by just watching. Okay. What do channel points do? Channel points are earned by watching stream. You can cash them in for rewards defined by their streamer, e.g., it's what we cash in mind to get them to give them a historic fact or a book. Cool. Okay, I will have to set that up. I will also have to work out what the relative values of them are before it. Because it's me going, okay, I'll make it 50 points for a fact and 100 points for a book or something like that, and yeah, I'm guessing that's going to be ridiculously low or something. So I will have a long conversation. Okay, back to something battleship design. I can do that, or cruiser design maybe. How long till my battleships are built? Let's go see. How long till my battleships are built? Because I've got new battleships coming, and they're cute. They're cute as anything. Oh yeah, Revenge class. Oh, they're good ships. No, it's only got 18 6-inch guns. I have. Yeah. This is the next generation of battleship being built. No. It is a nice way, though, of interacting with your audience. And let's be honest, and I think it's important to interact as much as possible, because I always come back to this kind of like a university scenario and teaching scenario. The interactions are what differentiate between someone who is what I would call, how do I put this right? A presenter and a lecturer. There are people who work for universities, in my experience, who will literally go turn on in the theatre. They will present they will present the information, and then they will leave, and they don't interact with the students in any way, shape, or form. Really, they just go and present their work, and that's perfectly fine if that's what you want to do. But my view has always been it's far better to be a lecturer and interact with them. Interact with your students, be a real person, listen to them, talk to them, and try and build up a rapport with them. And you hopefully they get the best out of you, and you get the best out of them. And yes, I do run ads because, again, as I said, all the money from all this sort of YouTube stuff and Twitch stuff is what goes towards my book habit. If you're spending £200 to buy for £212 and something to buy 4 books. Oh, good lord, I stop talking about that. That's good. But there are some really cool memes coming out of my channel now. Really cool memes. Always interested in all those sorts of books. Runon. You know, the fishing fleet's got heavily involved. There's actually, what have I got around here? Where is that book? That's Battle in the Baltic. It's a Steve Dunn book I'm looking for. It's a Steve Dunn book I'm looking for, but that's not the Steve Dunn book I'm looking for. This is one thing I am looking forward to. I am going to be able to spread. I am going to have basically the new property. If it's the one we get, is the one we sort of. If everything goes to plan and we get it, which hopefully it will do. I will have. And sorry, I had to put some cream on my ear earlier because I heard it got cut by a doggy paw. Now it feels weird because I've got cream between my ear and the headphones. So if I'm doing funny things with my ears, that's why. But no, the new one, I'm going to have basically a 2-bedroom sort of place to myself as sort of the annex. So I'm going to have a bedroom, a sort of upstairs lounge, which will have a sofa which becomes a bedroom. But there'll be bookshelves in there, bookshelves in my bedroom, and the entire downstairs, which is supposed to be a lounge space, is going to be my office space with walls of books. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Currently splitting at the 391. Literally, if you run 3 minutes an hour of ads, your revenue split increases. I do know that much. As I said, I need to sit down with Gary at some point and work this through and bribe him with food and probably alcohol to sit down and chat it through with me, because he deserves it, because he's an absolute master. They're almost completed. I am going to be completing a whole load of... All my fried crisper light cruisers are going to be coming into service soon. They are 78% complete 5 months in. So, let's be honest, the remaining... That's like 14% a month, pretty much. 14, 15... That's probably going to be completed in about 2 months' time in this game. And once they're completed, then it's going to be some heavy cruisers. There's one battleship in refit. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Oh, I've got boiler efficiencies, upgrades, all those things. Oh, cool. What can I do with them? What can I do with them? Who knows what's going to come out of that? So I've got that. I've got all those upgraded. Mines are upgraded. Maneuver warfare. What's the next thing that's going to give me a maneuver warfare? Advanced screen tracks. Screen formations. I'm supposed to be detected this in 1919. That would have been useful. Rangefinders. I want to try and get that radar. And turret mechanisms. Turret mechanisms. Let's see that B, actually. Let's see that one out of one not included. Yeah, I don't have that one. No, it never does, Jonathan. It doesn't. Unemployment never pays enough to on books. I'm lucky because even though I am technically while moving, let's be honest, I am pausing all the contracts I have remaining for universities, and I have contracts still working on it, so I'm still working with universities. I'm pausing those contracts while moving, so I don't for it's a couple months. So basically, I'm going, look, I'm not going to be available, and I'm going to keep the YouTube and Twitch stuffs going because I need something A to keep my brain going, and B it keeps the money coming in. I'm fortunate to be able to be in a situation to do that, and I do know that. I'm fortunate enough to be in a career position where I can do that at this time. In that I'm both useful enough they're going to accept me doing it, but not so valuable that they are not going to accept me do it. If that makes sense. As a contract lecturer, and it's very rare you're in that position, but I'll do that, and then I'll be significantly closer to Dartmouth, etc. So, oh, Sheffield's turning up for a fight again. Let's just do Order Resolve. Yeah, she sunk her opponent. Of course she did, she's Sheffield. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I will say, though, the job hunting front, I've always found conferences a better source of income than LinkedIn or jobs.ac.uk. So if those are the two areas where I know where I'm hunting for university jobs. I'm not presuming you're doing that, Jonathan Moon. If you are, those are good sites to go for. But I found conferences have always been a better source of income. In that I go to a conference and chatting with people and mention you're a contract lecturer, give me a card while talking away, and if they like you, it's amazing how you can get a phone call going, hey, we have these lectures we need taught on this topic, and I know you're a contract lecturer and you wander around. Would you mind popping up and doing it? And that will explain about 90% of my jobs. It's not I don't want to work, it's bad, but no degree in bad health means I simply can't. That is annoying. That is annoying. It's going to sound strange, Jonathan, but if you had a choice of anything, what would you like to do? And if that's too personal for a Twitch stream, I completely understand. But it's the usual starting point with my family whenever we're talking about work. It's finding out what we can sort of do around us. But it's always start off with what would be the dream you'd like to do, and then let's see how we can make things maybe fit close to the dream, or think about it. Probably way too much personal information for the Twitch stream, actually, but you know. It's the first thing that springs to my mind, and when I see that, it's just go, okay, so what would you like to do? And let's figure out how we might be able to achieve that. Again, this is the trouble of talking to me about these things, is because that's my family experience of how we approach things, and that's also how I approach things as a lecturer whenever students came to me with problems. It's a case of, Okay, so this is the problem I have. This is what I'd like to be doing. This is what this is what I am doing, and this is the problem I have at the moment of how that's stopping me getting from A to B. Let's figure out how to do it. So the country. Chemistry. It's going to sound strange, but have you looked into tutorial work in chemistry? I say this purely because I know a friend of mine who runs a tutorial company, does science and science online tutorials. He actually is a chemist, and he is always short of people to teach chemistry, do chemistry revision, and he gets messages from people. He's based in the UK, but he gets people from America, from Australia, from Middle East, all sorts of things, messaging him going if he's prepared to do tutorials. Yeah, like helping high schoolers and you see those sort of students. They have their it's one-to-one online stuff, and the going rate of pay is about, I know this for the UK stuff because I do it for history occasionally, because occasionally I fill out I back him up because when he needs a history done quickly, it's 40-50 pounds an hour plus online. And you're sat down, you're talking it through a computer. Yes. 40-50 pounds an hour. Can be more actually as well, depending on how much they want. And often they'll book it for, like, they'll ask you to do 2 hours a week, and if you book in 10 or so students, yeah, it's 20 hours a week, and that's £900 a week before taxes. He does really well out of it. But if you're interested in learning more, if you message me, I'll quite happily put you in contact with him. You have me on Discord. But, that chemistry, science tuition is a massive scenario, and it's very difficult to find anyone to do it. It's also always my sort of backup career is doing A level and GC tuition. It's always good. It's always something I can do. And again, if you're good at it, good enough at it, that you know it and you have a passion for it, and you can talk about it and answer questions one on one. Online tutorials can be a great way to earn money. And you don't need teaching qualifications to do them. You do need knowledge of the subject to be able to do it. For most of the people that are offering them. I know they keep liking to do donuts, Paul. It's annoying as anything, but they love to do donuts. They love to do donuts. They really do. Let's see. Where do we find them? Had a destroyer going just over 170 knots recently. $170 knots. So it was aquaplaning? No. Hydroplaning? Using the air ground effect? What was the thing? So basically I have 3 battleships just going alone at the moment, but hey ho. It was designed for 4 knots, it was going faster. Oh, that would be quite a scary group. Have I come across a convoy or something out here? Because if I have, this is really worrying for them. This is not the kind of fleet... If you have this fleet come across your convoy, you have no longer got a convoy. Oh, no, 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 that's just their warships trying to run away. Look at this racing going. No, we are supposed to be escorting you. You are miles ahead without us. Yeah. Luckily, they have enough 6-inch guns to be self-escorting, but it's still not good. They should have light cruisers with them. Thunder is actually on fire. I'm not sure how. Oh, the fire's out already. It was your destroyer inspired by Roman cavalry. That's a methodology. Roman cavalry are fairly interesting. It's just the sheer amount of 6-inch shells. Here's what the 6-inch shells are just coming in, and occasionally a 16.5-inch salvo joins them. In this case of, oh, frigate, we forgot you had those. We're so busy dealing the 6-inch shells, we forgot you had the 16.5-inch shells. There's light cruisers sinking. Yes, of course, there's light cruising. Do they have anything bigger than light cruiser left? No. Oh. There's that thing, which is... I don't know why they're firing, because it's just revealing their position. It's not really helping them. One of those scenarios where don't fire. You're behind smoke. It's keeping you alive. Stop firing. Oh, there are destroyers over here. Ah, finally the battleships, the light cruisers started to catch up with me. They are basically racing at 31 or so knots to try and catch up. They're going at full speed to try and catch up with the battleship. They're just going on at 27 knots. Oh. Oh, they made it. They made it. That just... why, dude, the donuts? Why? The donuts at the start just seem absurd. So, I'm presuming there's something... enemy smoker spotted to the south. That's the most recent one. So let's go south. Hang on. That's telling me that direction, though. I'm gonna end battle. I don't really care. I think they've been destroyed. Hello, Kofi again. Ah, the Olympia. You know what annoys me most? The thing that annoys me the most in the world is the sheer amount of ships that the British had, and the fact that so few of them have survived. And it's just, you hear people talk, you hear various politicians talk about our maritime history and maritime heritage. You go, yeah, none of which you, not enough, barely any of which you actually preserve. Let's see if we can't push that up. Fleet construction. They're at 88%, so they should all be finished next time. I'm still not sure whether I picked the right name for those, the Fry Kipper class light cruisers. They're going to be completed and then they're going to take roughly 2 months in commissioning, aren't they? Um, I think I can afford that one. If all I can invade is Western France, then you can all come back to Western France. Because I have 3 fleets of you out here. And be nice to bring you all back and take over Western France properly. This should hopefully hammer home the point. If we take over Western France, then we move into the Mediterranean with the large fleets. And that should work out. You should use Jack Speed and not say what it's slang for, and not say what it's slang for. Ooh, tempting. That could be very tempting. I think I do have my thing around here somewhere. I more than likely do have it somewhere. There you go. Next batch of cruisers will come from Jack Speak. Next batch of cruisers. March 1930. A fairly good year, a fairly good month, and a fairly good year. The fact that I'm on nearly 1,300 warships should probably be worrying the other fleets. Admittedly, I have 800, nearly 800 of those submarines. How's the research going? Let's see. How's the research? Control stations being upgraded. What's coming through? What are we working on? Gun control section ways. Advanced range keeper. Oh, that'll be useful. Gun layout. What's coming up on that one? Advanced bulkhead protection. That'd be nice. Turret mechanisms. Triple turrets on destroyers. Don't need to worry about that because we're going to be building a heavy cruiser next. Tube powder too. Extra low burn. Not really worried about that one. Okay, ship design time. Let's do before we finish today. Let's design our heavy cruiser. What shall we build? What shall our heavy cruiser look like? New design of a heavy cruiser. Because all my heavy cruisers are old ships, and I like them. They go wander around with 11-inch guns. But I think a new 12-inch gun heavy cruiser might be a good thing. Let's see what Alaska class-esque vessel I can build with my current tech. Let's see, shall we? Let's see. Oh. Let's see. Oh, yeah. We'll go with that. Jack speak. Name it's gonna be. No, this is gonna need to be a heavy cruiser. We're gonna have oil. Electro hydro steering, definitely. Gear turbines, definitely. Crop 5, thank you very much. And we will give them depth charges. Because we are sensible. So. Hello! Thank you, Wise Mage 79. Thank you for subscribing for a month. Now, let's take the bulkheads down to many. 33 knots appears to be very difficult for us around. Standard quarters are okay, but oh my lord, this trip's going to be fun. Let's go down to double. Let's go to reinforced bulkheads 1. Let's go down to anti-torpedo 4. Leave it at anti-flood 3. Leave that at that, and that, and that. Got radar. See, where's the centerline guns we can go? We can go for 11-inch. We can't go for 12-inch. Okay. What do I want? Do I want quadruples? They're a bit... yeah. There, though. So let's go to 11-inch and let's up their length to maximum. Now, the centre of mass is massively far back, so let's see if we can't move some of these things forward. No, that's moved. Now let's move that forward. Let's see. Torpedo launchers. Quintuples. Quite nice to have. Secondaries. Now, let's see what we can do. Halfway offset. That takes that down by 1,000 tons. We do need the barbettes up higher though. Okay. Let's see if we go for this. .2 inch, right? Now compared to that, that's going to help us out quite a bit with the weight. Because the trouble is, these the pace of development of the cruisers has not kept up with everything else I'd like to be doing. Ooh. So if I go Littorio, that gets the balancing weight to almost the centre. Okay, ship is overweight, yes I know, but I'll fix that in a second. That's going to be quite easy to fix because that's going to be taking that down to 9 inches. That's down to 9 inches. Putting that up to 3 inches. Anything else I want to do? Because we need a decent heavy cruiser. We do need a heavy cruiser. And I know what the name is going to get called. So I'm not worried about that. I think this is a fairly good vessel for me. But it's 400 tons overweight at the moment. So, take that down. Ooh, we're now underweight. Got a range of 18,000 nautical miles. Take that down to 4. Takes down a bit more. Sound reloading. I want auto. I want electrical. I want the biggest torpedoes. That gives me plus 5% gun range. That I'm going to leave it at auto too. So I'm now 700 tons overweight. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what tonnage I need to be if I'm getting my principal main deck. Let's see, what's it going to get to? Ship is massively overweight, but ship is also has an incredibly stable profile. What can we do to drop the weight down? I'll do. Oh god, no. Full weight offset 7.2%. So I've got 1,500 tons I have to get rid of. What should we get rid of? What should we get rid of 1,500 tons? That was barely anything. Barely anything. That won't get rid of it. It's tempting. See, that's actually, I would say, after the centre of mass, but they're saying full weight offset. That should do. Still have 1,800 tons to get rid of. Where should I get 1,800 tons from? Where should I get 1,800 tons from? I think that's the problem. I think I'm going to have to do cruiser design and next hull. Which one? Oh, that's on one of the upgrades, isn't it? I think that's going to be it. And I am getting a message because apparently food time. Food is ready. I'm getting messages. Food is ready. Food is ready. Food is ready. I do love it when I start getting messages about that one. Alright, thank you very much, Sharon. Let's exit this and we will sort out the heavy cruiser next week. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry not to have sorted out the heavy cruiser this week, but it does need to be some research. Obviously, to get something decent. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Gareth. Thank you, Jonathan Moon. Thank you, everyone who's been chatting away. Thank you, Runon, Leslie. Thank you, everyone who's been watching. Just thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Jonathan. I'm not sure if I said it, but if I didn't, I've said it now. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everyone who's been here. It's always nice. Wayne as well. Wayne and Random Dale fan. Thank you, everyone. And Killerbin. Thank you. See you all later. We'll be going through books. We'll be going through books. Let's save it to make sure I don't lose it. And thank you very much, everyone. Take care. And see you later, hopefully on YouTube.